Today's video, we have multiple power outages. 2 power outages in 1 week at my house, as well as another power outage nearby my house, which we'll be showing in today's video. We'll be going through these power outages in order of when they happened, with the first one at my house being at 6:17 a.m. on Monday. This was a short power outage, only a couple minutes, but enough for the generator to start. I had already gone to work at this point, so there is only security camera footage of it. So in a couple moments here, the power will go out. There you have it. That has the power now gone out, and the emergency lights are now on, providing lighting, and the fire alarm panel and all other UPSs and other security systems have all switched to battery backup. And now, after the time delay, the generator will start up and provide power to the garage building. Now there you can see the garage building is now powered off of that generator power after the generator started and the transfer switch switched over sources. Now we have the view from the front of the garage. The power went out for 1 minute and 9 seconds. However, the building will be on generator power for a different amount of time. That's because the generator waits for the power to be out for at least 10 seconds before starting the generator, and then it can take about 5 to 8 seconds for the engine to start running. And then once the power comes back on, the generator continues to supply the building's power for another 20 seconds. So there we go, the building's back on generator, and by the time the power source actually got switched over to the generator power, the utility power may have pretty much been right about back on by this point due to how short the power outage was. And the generator had a hard time starting on this, being the longer wait before the generator started. I believe it didn't start on its first cycle. It might have been the second or third cranking cycle. If the generator doesn't start, it will pause, wait a little bit, and then start again. I believe it's 5 to 10 seconds in between attempts at starting the engine. That's just because the engine hadn't been started in way longer than I'd like to admit. But as I speak right now, the power is already back on, and now it will transfer over now. You can see the transfer is not instant. It used to be, however I changed that to have a bit of a delay in between power sources. Now we are looking in the generator room itself. There, the power just went out, and now things will get really noisy. I will adjust the volume down, but it is still extremely loud. Okay, now to a quieter environment we have in the house where there is no backup generator, just emergency lighting. I have a whole video explaining why, but now the power will go out. And after the short 1 minute and 9 second power outage, the power will come back on. I did cut out a large bit of this as there was not much to see. Now lastly for this power outage is the outside camera view of just the generator startup. Next power outage, or extreme voltage drop, I'm not actually sure which one, was just enough voltage drop or just quick enough of a blip for the utility contactor in the generator transfer switch to let go. The thing is once it does let go, it will take 10 seconds before it will re-engage after power is restored. Obviously the power was restored almost instantly, as the power is probably out for less than a second. However, it takes 10 seconds to come back on. That's just because of the way I have the time-delayed sequences set up in the transfer switch, as this was a dumb transfer switch, meaning non-smart. It didn't have any proper way to integrate it, so it's all controlled mechanically with relays and different timing sequences with time-delayed relays. Long story short, it takes 10 seconds to come back on after there's a power dip or blip, but usually it's an actual outage where the generator's running, and that ties into the neutral delay with switching back over sources after power is restored. So the generator, of course, didn't start because the module that runs it only saw a power outage for about a second, and it doesn't start unless the power is out over 10. But the actual contactor was waiting for that time-delayed relay to re-engage after its 10-second delay when utility power is lost. Now this is a few seconds later when there was some somewhat significant voltage drops, and you can hear some of the relays and some of the equipment clicking. And now where the more traditional video of me holding a camera begins, where the same day, same hour as this clip, where there was a actual power outage, not at my house, but where the power actually fully went out, and we'll take a look at some generators and stuff running. We have power outage, not at my house, though it was out at my house a couple days ago, and had a brief power outage earlier today. However, that's not the focus of this right now, as we're going to go check out a big power outage. We're going to go head down to the university by my house first and see the generators running and see what else we can find. So earlier this year there was a bad storm, and you might remember the same road here had some trees down on it, took out some power lines. This is on the university's property. The power outage is caused from a different location today, not even on this property, this huge property, granted probably 10 kilometers long or so, maybe not quite, 5 by 5 kilometers at least. It's big university. Here you can see a big generator, very quiet unit. It is running. Let's go see some more. This road I'm going down here, some of these buildings don't have backup generator, I don't believe. This university property used to be a military establishment, so there's quite a few buildings, and it's a huge property. They used to use training on this property in the woods and stuff. And these buildings, there's a castle down here, lots of cool stuff. Yeah, no generator there. Fire alarm's in trouble. They do in all the buildings down here. Oh, there's Peacock. Use EST systems. Some of the buildings have generators, some don't. There's the entrance to the castle over there. There are some generators back here between these buildings that I'll go take a look at. looks like one generator is inside a building and this Kohler unit isn't. See an 80 kW there, and it looks to be an exhaust coming out of that building there. You can see there's louvers there. Thinking that Kohler does this newer building here, and that one inside of there might do this building over here and this one. Not 100% sure though. Which, as for the size of those generators, I can assume they're only emergency generators, only doing some critical, maybe life safety systems and critical emergency lighting, but not your whole building. Definitely not with a generator that small. We do also have a generator here for what I think is a lift station. Should be running. It's been about an hour and 40 minutes the power's been out down here. There's two buildings like this one down here. I don't think they do have. As for the generators down here, I believe that is it. There's that first large quiet one, two behind that building, and there's that lift station one. Otherwise, that's, I believe they're down here on this property. Their maintenance buildings might have one up there. I'll go ahead and take a look as I drive around and check out where else the power's out and see what I can see. I came up here because what we have here is another lift station, sewage lift station, which I can hear the diesel generator running inside this building. There was a school and some apartment buildings and lots of houses without power, but most of that all just has battery emergency lighting. And I'm really kind of only interested in seeing generators running. Would be cool to see. So I'm on the hunt for some more. I'm now in a parking garage, and I thought the power was going to be out here, but it's not. Traffic lights are out here. So got real backed up. Well, there you have it. This is the power outage video. I apparently forgot to record an outro, but there wasn't really anything else I found after that. I looked around and didn't find anything particularly exciting, so I went home. So, sorry, this video could have been a little longer. This wasn't one of the really exciting power outage videos. There have been some good ones in the past. I think the best one was when there was that bomb cyclone, and I wasn't even at home. I had to take a ferry to get home, catch the last ferry in the storm before they were all canceled, and that was a good storm. That had my power out here. That was a big mess, that one. So that was a good one. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you do have any comments or questions or videos you'd like to see, let me know, because I needed a video to upload, and this was one that I didn't plan on doing, but I didn't have anything. So let me know what you guys want to see. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching.